Hey guys, it's Friday. Happy Donut Day. And I'm here ready to start the day and get us kind of rolling and stuff like that. We'll get kind of organized here. We've got two things on our plate today. One is I'm going to continue on with the Bunny Rabbit ambulance group. I don't even know what to call them, but I like them and they crack me up. So, Bunny Ambulance Bunny Group. And we're also going to work on character designs for my new Star Trek game. I'm going to real quickly roll out some characters because we're going to have some characters this particular time. And I just went on ahead and just because they're character portraits for a game. Not even for a client, it's for me. And since it's characters for me, I'm not worried. So I just went ahead and just quickly rendered out a whole bunch of stuff in Daz Studio. And we'll just trace over that and make it quick. See how fast, because there are 9 of them. So that's a lot. And I'm hoping I can do it before tomorrow. So, we're going to start, though, with our Bunny Brigade for Fred. So we'll go there. Let's go ahead and switch over. Give a little bit of a start here. So, we got our Bunny Brigade going. Here's our poor Bunny Brigade. Alright, we're going to do this, and we're going to zoom in right here. So one of the things I'm noticing is, let's go on ahead and get ourselves some comic ink on this one. One of the things I'm noticing is we've got ourselves some arrows in the ground. I have to add a layer here. Alright, we got ourselves an arrow in the ground. There we go. This guy, we're going ahead and put in this way we can kind of see what's not on here. This guy is lying on the ground. There we go. This dude just lying here. I don't know whether he's been shot or not. There we go. This guy seems like totally unconcerned. Just wanted to finish up this last little bit here before we Hey, Fred. So I think these guys on the ground here are pokes. What I think they're doing. But I think it asked for pokes. So I think the pokes have been shot by somebody. And the rabbit brigade of medics. I like the fact there are 5 medics in this little teeny sub-van. That is such a rabbit thing to do. So these are Warren medics, clearly. So I think those 2 on the ground are pokes. And the Warrens are here to render aid. And I think that's what they're after here. I'm going to go ahead and merge this down, because I'm pretty happy with that. Just framing it in here. Jackalope people. So these are all girls, then, is what you're saying? I would think that if I had horns coming out of my head, I'd, do something about it. I mean, because, getting into anything with a big rack of horns on your head, I mean, wouldn't they cut them down, don't you think? Kind of like we cut our fingernails. Because, I mean, they're never going to be able to get into a van. Yeah, I'm going to have to look up antelopes to get the horns right. But, I mean, wouldn't you think that, they'd cut them or trim them culturally? That'd be my thought, Yeah. I mean, because these guys would be brutal. You wouldn't be able to get into anything. You wouldn't be able to bow down without stabbing somebody. It's pretty brutal. You'd be like, I hate these things. Yeah, but the ears are floppy. If you get into a vehicle, the ears would just go floop, and they'd run across the hood of the vehicle. That's my thought. I mean, it won't matter for this picture because, of course, nobody's going to see them inside. Yeah. Well, pronghorn, antelope, information, facts, and photos. Well, now you're learning something new every day. Now I'm learning about Baphomet. I don't know if you guys have ever heard Baphomet. Baphomet apparently is a goddess that has horns. And now I'm learning something new. It's a demon. Oh, lovely model, though. Okay, we've got to decide, I mean, because that's a North American pronghorn. So, I mean, it's totally fine because here's a whole bunch of different kinds of pronghorns. Some of them are short, some of them are long. So, now here's the question I have for you. Well, that didn't help any at all. The question I've got for you is, why are they jackalopes? I mean, everything else in the universe, in your universe, is actually a breed of actual actual animals. Jackalopes aren't real, so why jackalopes? What caused that evolutionary thing? And yes, I know, jackalopes are real. Okay, these look more like the horns of a beetle to me. So why jackalopes? that's interesting. So you end up with jackalopes by pure accident, which makes sense. I like that. I like that. It's a cool story idea. I'm not concerned. I just walk along here and don't worry. I don't worry. Worrying it gives me wrinkles. I don't worry. You should worry a little bit. Mm-hmm. I agree. There we go. Some of them look like they're turned inward too. There we go. Just like Okay, so now we're just kind of going through here, and I'm putting this running board in. I feel like they'd have a running board. Cleaning it up a little. We're going to have to go through and just highlight the tire just a hair here. So you can see it on the ground there. Same right back here. And that's just so you can see where it's touched the ground. There we go. You can see part of that there. We're going to come up here. We're just going to move this. Just give some of the illusion that there's reflection in this windshield. That. Do the same thing over here. It's clearly some kind of bulletproof glass. Good morning, Donald. Oh no. I hope her dog's okay. Seems uncool. This guy needs 20 cc's of beta-borpylene stat. Beta-borpylene. Yeah, maybe the dog needs beta-borpylene too. That could happen. I hope the dog does well. In the car? That's brutal. That is brutal. Yeah. Glad you're here with us. I'm glad Puppers is okay too. All right. Okay. Now we're going to refine the picture a little bit. Agreed. Sometimes it is just worth it because people will be happy. And I completely agree. Yesterday, I got a computer controlled outlet simply so that my wife can have. No, I don't need your help. Computer, shh. Computer, quiet.
Okay, let's stop the street.
Thanks. But yeah, the whole point was these outlets are controlled by Alexa up there. And so now I could set up a routine on my phone, and the routine turns on the coffee maker, lets it brew, and then turns off the coffee maker because I drink my coffee cold, and my wife likes the fresh taste, so she doesn't want the burner on. So that was what we got yesterday, was this computer-controlled outlet, which was great. And I'm very pleased with it. And it worked this morning automatically without anybody even asking. Automatically turned on. She automatically had coffee. It was great. Sometimes you do things just for people to be happy. Absolutely worth it. I love that. We're going through here and we're making this a little bit more, making the lines a little bit more dramatic. That's all. Okay. Our Dr. Bunny here. Dr. Bunny. Dr. Bunny. Okay, I'm easily entertained. Dr. Bunny here. Coming around the corner. He's got that. These texts back here should have. There we go. Just like that. I'll come back now to fix this guy's face because he looks kind of weird. But we'll get there. right? I mean, I wouldn't, if one of these guys showed up to help me out, I wouldn't have any control over being able to say that. I just, hey, what's up, Doc? And it would just be the way it goes. And then he'd probably give me 300 cc's of beta-borpylene, and that'd be the end of me. Because, really. And that would be how that ended. And then it'd be on my tombstone. One too many stupid dad jokes. Was given 300 cc's of beta-borpylene and died. This is how this works. This is the way. $300 cc's of beta-borpylene. What's that? It cures what ails you. All right. Okay, we're getting remarkably close to a finished line work. We're not done with the picture by a long shot, but we're getting pretty close to a finished line work. There we go. Okay, good. So, I'm going to put a save on this. Save 117. Okay. We're going to come back to that piece next week. And by the way, Pepper has another step in his adoption work that needs to go through. They're doing house inspections and stuff like that. Right? You need keratin. Keratin. Ha 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 ha. Okay, moving on to this. We're doing... So this weekend I'm going to be GMing a game, and I need to make some quick characters so that I can give some feel to the game. The game takes place in 2380 Star Trek, so we're going to need to make sure that they see the newer uniforms and stuff like that. So I'm going to go on ahead and I just quickly rendered out some DAS maquettes because I really don't want to spend a lot of time on this. So we're just going to quickly draw in some of these. Best part about DAS maquettes is they already are somewhat anime-esque as far as this is what we call rapid prototyping. I do too. I worry about Pepper a lot. But there's like 20 steps to adopting a kid. And I kept saying last time, I was like, I kind of wish there were 20 steps to having a kid. I think a lot of us parents could stand to have somebody audit us a little bit every so often. I'd even be willing to be audited myself. I do believe that these Chinese collars, what they're called. I do believe, let me double check it real quick. We're going to quickly make a quick check here on Bless You. Yep. So they're Chinese colors and they're closed. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2380 Starfleet uniform. Let's get a better picture of this. Hey, Brent, thank you. Brent's like, I've been waiting for this. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so that's interesting. Piping doesn't come down here. Fascinating. Her jacket's going to come out like this. It's early today. I'm not sure she's Delton. That would be kind of scary, actually. Not impossible. I do have an Orion in here. There you go. Her hand behind her there. Like I said, rapid prototyping here. She only looks Delton because I haven't given her any hair yet, but I will. There we go. We're just going ahead and... So, when you put, like, this uniform... Redo. Nope, there's no redo. Only Zool. There we go. somebody had posted, interestingly, on Reddit. I like how I was talking to a buddy last night, and it was like, oh, how long have I been on layer 2? Long enough. How much does that move? Yeah. I moved the... I was talking last night with a buddy, and was talking about how I love Reddit. I absolutely do. I love being on Reddit, and because I have cultivated Reddit. So Reddit is like my Instagram. In Reddit and Instagram, there is something great about a woman in uniform. No disagreement there. Let me give her kind of fluffy hair. There we go, like that. Big fluffy curly hair. That looks good for a captain. Put the rest of her uniform on here. Here. So this weekend, I'm going to be GMing a Star Trek game online, and I've decided to put them all on the Tamerlane. But the Tamerlane of the 24th century is not the same as the Tamerlane of the 23rd. It's an Akira class, but it's got the same, issues. And so I get a kick out of the concept that it's going to be this huge gunboat that goes around and seeks out new life and new civilizations because that's its job. So it's like... There we go. There. It's our captain for the ship. Looks pretty cool, actually. I'm actually okay with that. Okay. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. One right here that I seem to have had to redraw 3 or 4 times. So, there we go. And then the security officer is Bajoran. And I actually like the idea that maybe she does have shaved head sides. Maybe something spiky like this. Perhaps that's not in regulation. We'll have to figure it out. I may come back and fix that in a minute. But I have other things to do. So, come right here. This is not a woman to mess with. So I'm going to give her the eyebrows, right? And she's giving you, these eyes, like, really? What are you doing? most of the time in the original series, they had a utility belt that they wore. So they were wearing a belt in the original series. I feel like these come all the way up like that. She's got such a thick neck. She actually needs extra color. She's brutally strong. Yeah, I liked the idea as well. There we go. I feel like no matter which way we do this, her neck is just too thick. Like, that's pretty rough. We'll figure it out, I guess, when we get there. She's the security chief on the ship, so I imagined her being not only Bajoran, but like scarily buff. I do love these. Yeah, it's always important to fight the Kardashians. I hear Chloe is the meanest of the lot. I am humored by the idea and the concept that perhaps those particular individuals are not exactly the strongest people on the planet. So really, she was like bench press them. She intentionally wears a uniform that is slightly too tight, just so it can show off all of her muscles and scare the bejeebers out of everybody. Muscles. She's all about intimidation. Massage. Massage. Yeah, massage. I did get the mud joke. So little people. Okay. This is just, like I said, we're doing this as fast as possible because I'm going to rapid prototype these. It's not for a client. There we go. Boy, she does kind of look scary, doesn't she? Let's do a few things like that. Just give a few of these, like, I mean, she's serious. She's ripped. So in the game, what we're going to play this game, my player characters are going to be boots. So they're brand new, spanking out of the academy, and so this is their first command crew. We're like, crap, I'm going to be killed by her. She can kill me. She can kill me lotsly. Be fun. This is going to be fun. Maybe I don't want this, though. I don't know if I like the spiked hair. Maybe she might shave her head, but I think that might not be in regs either. But it won't be fancy. It'll be very, very straight laced, like not long. She cuts it short, very short. There we go. Yeah, give her the Kira look. I mean. Nope. Okay. Right? Short combat style. You can't pull it. Alright. Next two. Work. Okay. This guy, he's an Andorian. That's why he's blue. So I'll remember that he's supposed to be the Andorian. Andorian, and we have a Benzite. So, if you're wondering, I completely randomly rolled the races of these characters and rolled their genders and everything. So, I have a random generator that allows me to do that, which is cool. All you pink skins out there. For all you pink skins. Yeah, you did that wrong. There. You know, I don't know. I haven't decided whether I'm going to live stream it. That would be an interesting thing. It could be fun, but it'd be Saturday nights. But I might just do that. I might just stream the game. There we go. Yeah. Lots of fighty going on here between me and her. Nope, I did it wrong, didn't I? Nope, I didn't do it wrong. I did it right. It just needs to go this way. I feel like I really want to get my hands on a lower decks uniform. I feel like this is going to be a fun uniform. Okay. There. There we go. Nope. These need to be very close to this really cool collar. Which I feel like I probably should stand up more. Just like that. A crossover. Oh yeah, between the two campaigns. Well, and it's not a bad idea. The problem is that this takes place in 2380. Or, yeah, 2380. And the other series takes place in 2360. So it's 20 years prior. Tassara Tassara I don't think would even be in service anymore. I feel like that's not her goal in life anyway. I mean, provided she's not dead. Who knows? But I thought about that, but either way, she'd be Commodore or Admiral if she was still in the service. At all. In 2380. So, I feel like if any of those characters were still around, certainly Hashimoto would be retired/dead. Although it could be fun to play a campaign where I invite Joe on and Joe plays Hashimoto as some old guy stuck in, ancient transport or something, some kind of thing like that. That'd be funny. And these guys are not into the idea of goofy characters. I can tell already. This is the XO. The command structure of this ship is kind of funny. There are a couple of things I love. Yeah, pull up Picard. He's just some old guy. Actually, really love that about Picard, and I think more than anything, that's what I think a lot of people got upset about Picard with. But that's okay. As somebody who just had is having their 48th birthday today, I really identify with you're suddenly not able to just hop around all the time and do stuff. Although, ironically, I am as old now as Patrick Stewart was in second season of TNG. So, it's not like I'm ancient, and I get that. I love these boots. There we go. Generic Andorian dude. He needs long hair. I think that'd be funny if he had long hair. Like he had some kind of... There we go. He looks better that way. Is it in regulation? Savick thinks it is. Do something with your hair? It's still in regulation, Admiral. Oh, I'm so easily entertained. We've got, currently we're going to be running with 8. However, we're going to split it up. So not everybody is going to be on board. One of the things I discovered here real quickly, let me show you while you're hanging out here and while you're here, is looking at the Akira class. Look at the Akira class. Looking at the Akira class, or not looking at the Akira class, as the case may be. There we go. Looking at the Akira class, on the deck plans, I noticed that going down here to this deck, look at that. It's a through-deck carrier. So, but more importantly, right here, she's carrying a runabout. Like in the middle of the ship is a runabout in the shuttle bay. And 10 Peregrine fighters. So I'm kind of like, this is going to be a very interesting game. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to break up the teams. So you're going to have one group, that might be. I run an Akira on Star Trek Online as well. But one group might be heading down and doing one adventure with the runabout, and the other group is staying with the Akira and doing an adventure up there. So my wife and I are going to split it up. we've got 8 people now, but we're going to split it up. So there's room for more people in the game if we really wanted to. I've got a couple of people. Troy's going to play sometimes when he's available. So what we're going to do is you're just members of this ship's crew. Some of you guys are on the away team and some of you guys aren't. And sometimes you're summoned back and sometimes you aren't. And it just all depends. But I am duly fascinated looking through the deck plans of the ship. There are a couple of things I really love. Like, you get all the way down to deck 14 right here. And it's like, you look at deck 14 and you're like, way down here, and you're like, there's 6 rooms down here. Right? There's 6 bunks. And that's all there is down here except the bottom of the warp core. You might be able to. That'd be fun. But there's only 6 bunks down here. And so I'm like, who lives on deck 14? Somebody lives down on deck 14. And it just has these little bunks down here. And that's their job, is they live down on deck 14. That's all they do. Right? I mean, it's like these little offices up front here. Got a little office they go to. Somebody goes down there. So there really is a serious lower decks on this ship. Hardcore. There's nothing on deck 15. There's nothing on deck 13. These are all science labs. There's science labs on deck 12. So the next viable deck, right? I mean, it's like and they're probably just bunk bed bunks. I mean, so it's really not 6. There's 12 people that live down on deck 14. But there's nobody on deck 13 or 12, and even going up, when you go up a level, there's 11. Deck 11, there's nobody on deck 11, and you get onto deck 10, and there's nobody on deck 10. So it's like another 5 decks before there's even so much as another soul living there, you know what I mean? And it's all workspaces. It's deck 9 is the next time when you see actual bunk beds. So that's what I'm thinking too is I've already named it the monkey pit down there, and it's where the monkeys live, down on deck 14. Here we go, down here. Down on deck 14 are these 12 monkeys, because there's 12 of them. So there's 12 monkeys, So they all live down on these duty bunks. And they probably work the bottom of the warp core. They've got little offices here, and they've got little engineering change of watches. So they're probably all grease monkeys that live down there anyway. I mean, that's their job, is they work the bottom of the warp core or whatever. But there's also fascinating things about the Akira that I didn't know. Here's deck 3. The bridge is on deck 3. Which I find intriguing, right? Because there's deck 1 and deck 2 are on those shoulders on either side of the bridge. And I was like, that's fascinating. So deck 1 and deck 2 have these bunks up there too, and they're going to call those the hotel, because it looks like a hotel just sticking up on either side of the bridge. Yeah. So they're calling it the Old bilge stripes, yep. Bilge snipes. Boy, I can't say it. Yeah, and that's my thought, is that they're boots. Throw them downstairs. They're grease monkeys. They're working they're working the bilge pumps down there. That's totally what they are. I like bilge snipes. That's good. I'm gonna write that down. That's a good term. I like that. Hadn't heard that in a long time. Anyway, the monkey pit, where the 12 monkeys live, down at the bottom of the ship. I love looking at deck plans of a ship, because then you just come up with ideas. You're like, oh, I know what that is. Like, look at this one right here. You've got this wonderful long corridor that leads to the center of the warp rings, the warp coils, right? So, I mean, you could just imagine sending some poor boot down there. You're like, hey, you, get into this, because you can't get past here. How am I supposed to get down to the warp nacelle? When your door opens right here, jump, and you look. And not only that, it's clear that there's a power line running the length of this of some sort. So that cannot be a fun crawl. You're going to crawl like 500 meters or something ridiculous to get down into here and maybe get back here to the back or up here, way up here to the front near the flux chiller. And it's like, that just seems like a bad idea. Oh, and if we decide to go to warp while you're there, you better get back quick. It just seems like so much fun to think about what weird Starfleet stuff we'd all have, The Starfleet hazing. What kind of hazing do you do in Starfleet? Okay. He's a Benzite. That's why I gave him purple lips, so that I'd remember that he's a Benzite. Otherwise, I wouldn't remember he's a Benzite. Okay. All right. Right? Well, you know that there are navigation lights out there. And they have to be oiled. Just saying. Oh, man. There's a can of blinker fluid. Self-sealing stem bolts. I'm thinking this is going to be a difficult uniform for him. See you later, Fred. Good luck, man. Self-sealing stem bolts. There's a gross of... Yeah, bye, Fred. Yeah, so I actually was noticing that as well. Okay, so 430 people on board this ship, easily. I see 468 bunks, just counting on the thing. And I counted, I think, 50 escape pods. Which I guess if you have 50 escape pods, you put 5 people per pod. You can get 250. You'd have to put like 10 people a pod to get all the people off this ship. but it does start to make me think that there's an expected loss. The design of expected loss. Right? He is a commander. No. He will be I think who's he in charge of? Is he in charge of the science division? Who's he in charge of? Yeah, he's the science officer. That's true. I mean, really the truth is that you presume that all of your pilots are going to be able to get out of the ship through all the fighters. And there were like 27 shuttles in there, I swear. I mean, that's not even including the administration shuttles. Right? So, you're absolutely right. He's going to be holding a tricorder. Instead of his fingers being... I did this so fast last night I didn't even bother to change his hand position. I think he's got some kind of throwing the peace sign there. Some of my stock poses are entertaining at best. I love all of these different animational or animated things. 3D stuff works really well to just rapid prototype. This is too long. Oops. I like your theory there, Donald, that they don't have any lifeboats near the engine room, so the engineers are motivated to fix it. We have a warp core breach. Okay, but you understand that it's going to take 20 minutes for us to get upstairs to get to the lifeboats, right? Maybe we should fix the warp core breach. We're just saying. There we go. I don't like these boots as much once I've drawn them 17 times. More. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I thought we had this fixed, but we don't. So, does that mean that it's in the monitor? That would be a bummer. Well, no. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Because my controls still work. Okay, so riddle me this, Batman. Monitor no longer has pin control. The pin has switched over to this monitor. So I can see my pin moving. My pin is moving over here on this monitor. Like I can click on what you guys have said over here. I can click down here and type and hit enter, right? And that, so riddle me that. What causes that to happen? It's swapped monitors. So the control is still here. I still have mouse control, but I don't have, but it's on the wrong monitor. And I just heard the disconnect noise. And this is a brand new computer, completely new, and it did exactly what it just did with the old one. I'll run the XP pen drivers again. That's right, XP pen is... I mean, this feels more like a Windows problem. And right now we are very, very new on this computer. So we shouldn't be having these problems yet. Yet we do. Okay. Let's run the XP pen drivers. It does want to update. So there's that. Here, let's move this to C: pen tablet. There we go, install. That way it'll sit on the pen tablet instead of being out there. Complete. All right. Wired mode. Digital. Has to think. Digital. Wired mode. Wired mode. Weird. Okay, everything's connected. Yep. Okay. For more help. Okay, so the pen tablet app is indeed part of this guy. So you are not actually the wrong thing. Choose which hand you write with. Right hand. Handwriting. Font when used in the handwriting. Okay, whatever. The keyboard isn't attached. Write in the handwriting panel with your... Okay, never mind. No. Yeah, whatever. Okay, good. Now, do we have control back over here? We do. Good. That only took some time. But at least I can find it now on the C drive. Okay. We've rapid prototyped these two guys. And these are, these two guys. XO and CSO. Okay, turn off. Go here. Grab this guy. Got these two guys. Work. Okay. Trying to decide whether I shouldn't go to the other side of the captain. I might have to go to the other side of the captain. We'll have to see. This is the chief engineer. And my CAG. All right. Chief engineer. Yeah. He may not have the lobes for business, but he has the lobes for engines. Okay, I'm easily entertained by that one. Come on, that was good. This is like a guessing game for you guys. It's like, who's going to draw now? Okay. Just keep all this stuff in my brain. It just kind of make me wonder. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. I feel like, speaking of lobes, I feel like his head is not loby enough. Yeah. Sort of outside. Yeah. Yeah. That works. Works good enough. Like this. Because he's bent over. Let's color it like that. I feel like every time I draw these things, I'm like, can you guess what race I'm going to do next? Here we go. Alright, now we're through here. There we go. Back to work, Brent. See you next week. Tell you how this went. Cool. Well, then I'll try to say more things. It's obvious that I don't know. Okay, this guy. He's got kind of a military-esque haircut. Flat top, kind of fun. Harkening back to the 1940s. Not that sharp necessarily, but definitely square jaw. He's a fighter jock. Apparently he's half asleep fighter jock. There we go. More like that. We gotta think about like the uniforms here. They don't have the pilot class, I don't think, in lower decks. They really have pilot class in most of Star Trek. But we knew that they had peregrine fighters, so it makes some sense that somebody might be in something else. My thought is, what if it was those racing uniforms that we saw on Voyager? Right? That'd be kind of interesting. I liked those racing uniforms. They were cool. And this stripe here harkens back to those racing uniforms. And it gives for an interesting thing. And that makes this so that his collar is going to be white. Right? Which gives him a different color than everybody else. Certainly. The yoking on this will be white. You know, I actually went and looked for that because I thought the same thing. There looks like there's a head just off of the briefing rooms on the bridge. There's two forward briefing rooms. They're not actually called ready rooms because the Akira apparently is just a little too much of a warmongering monster. But there's a head up there, and so my thought was that there isn't a direct, well, let's go look at it here in a second. Right, we'll go look at it in a sec. Hang on. I mean, there's got to be a head somewhere. I mean, right? It has to be. You can't just go wandering around the ship without going to the bathroom. I'm not going to go to the bathroom because I'm on duty. I said duty. My inner 3-year-old strikes, or inner 5-year-old strikes again. I am too. I'm horribly curious. I found the deck plans on Cygnus X1. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Cygnus X1. Maybe if you aren't, you should be. It's a site that's been around for a very long time. And they have every deck plan you can think of on there. Deck plans, ship designs, all of the Jekyll designs, things like that. You know what? I'm just saying. Depends on whether you had the boots clean the head or not. You might want to run to your quarters. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm saying. You know? go. He's the CAG. Yeah, the Delta Flyer had a little restroom. Remember that. All right, I think we've gotten everybody to this side. Let's see. Helps if you spell it right. All right. We've done 6. I'm cooking. Just saying. All right, I don't think there's anybody else over here, is it? The other side, that's these 3. Okay. That's the transporter chief, doctor, and the helm officer. Start with this side. So let's real quickly check your question, because I am curious as well. I'm very curious. We'll go here. Beep. Okay. Let's go to the bridge. Right? There's a head right here on either side. So that actually is cool. They've got, so it isn't that hard. I mean, it's not even in the ready rooms. There's a ready room on this. It's the other, I've got another bridge, which is in there. The only thing I'm thinking is, so this funny little design through here is on the actual model, but it goes all the way around the front of this, and I'm guessing that must be armor plating, because this looks pretty serious right through here. And I mean, it looks like you could take a hit directly on right through there, and it still wouldn't get into the bridge. Yeah, that's a lot of armor plating, and I'll bet you that's exactly what that is. But yeah, there's a bathroom right there on both sides. And all the quarters have bathrooms in them too, obviously. Right? So, to answer your question, yep, there's 2 of them off the bridge. So, we figured that one out quick. Okay. Let's start with her. She's slightly distorted in this picture, I would say. It's alright. We're going to get to the point where we're going to be able to tell what part of the show we're in by what music is playing. She's the con officer. always wonder about all kinds of cleaning things. I mean, obviously Lower Decks is going to be messing with cleaning up holodecks and stuff like that, the long standing joke that we have all been making about holodecks, which I'm sure will have Trekkies up in arms, even though we made that joke. And we've always made that joke. That's been an ongoing Star Trek joke forever. I mean, that's what you'd have the little guys do all the time, right? That's what you'd make the Lower Decks dudes do. Hi, welcome to space, and welcome to the most advanced spaceship on the planet. Your job is to clean the holodecks. Yeah. I'm entertained by a lot of the ideas that could come out of what Lower Decks could do. I don't know if Lower Decks will do it. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But I am entertained by the thought process here. It's like, this could be really funny. Very shapely, as you might imagine. Make her more shapely than that, I think. I feel like that would be a thing. See you later. You're welcome, and I will see you next week, my friend. And we'll show you what the results of these are. Drive safe and be very careful, and I'll see you next week. There we go. All right, so we're going to do this. Coming along here, kind of moving through this, just like that. All right, perfect. There we go. The thing about doing detail work like hands and things like that is that in manga style we don't actually do all of the details in there. We just leave it lightly touched on. So like this one, we're just gonna kind of come along the outside here and round each finger like this. And just put a hint in there. Right, we're hinting at this. There we go. Just like this. All right. this may be the only one we're going to have left for time for today. Move on to a different project. This boot should be here, I'm noticing. So I'll go ahead and do this. Oops. I love the fact that oops can just be undo. Gotta admit, that spoils me whenever I'm working on traditional media. There we go. No. I don't think she looks quite as dramatic as I expected her to look. I feel like she needs to look dramatic and shocking. She's Orion, so I want her to look more dramatic and shocking. I feel like one thing that they do is this. Make her taller and more slender. Then she already looks dramatic there. Put her next to the doctor, who's short, and that's going to be even funnier. Give her thicker eyelashes. And then her hair has to be jet black. Her right hair is always black. Kind of going along here. Super dramatic hair. There. So I'm just giving her a lot of curls and some floofy hair. She probably spends way too much time messing with it. She's 20 minutes late for her shift. I had to work on my hair. And you're like, you just want to go, really? I don't know. She seems like that kind of person to me. Just giving her, nope, that's too weird. She'd never let her hair make little horns on her head. There we go, though. Now she's dramatic. That makes her more dramatic looking. And I feel like we are now at the end of the show. So, switch the spotlight back to me. Thank you for joining me on this lovely adventure today. And I will see you all in a few days when I'll be back to do this again. So, I will talk to you later. Have a good weekend. And I hope you have donuts today. Have donuts on me. See you all.